Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled The New Electricity, Leading When Every Industry Changes at Once. Here we go. There's a particular kind of confidence that comes from watching an industry change and realizing you already know how to lead through it. Not because you've mastered the new tool, because you've mastered something older than the tool. Andrew Ng, one of the most respected voices in artificial intelligence, put it this way: AI is the new electricity. It will transform every industry. Take a moment with that comparison, because it's more useful than it first sounds. Electricity transformed everything it touched: manufacturing, medicine, communication, the rhythm of daily life itself. Before electricity, work stopped when the sun went down. After it, entire industries reorganized around a resource that never used to exist. Nobody debated whether electricity was going to matter. It simply became infrastructure, quietly present under everything else that got built on top of it. Here's what electricity never did. It never once decided what to build with the power it provided. It did not choose which factory to open, which patient to prioritize, which message was worth sending, which product deserved the investment. Every one of those decisions still required a human being with judgment, values, and a sense of consequence. The power was available to everyone equally. What people did with it was not equal at all. That's the piece a lot of leaders miss when a moment like this arrives. There's a temptation to treat the tool itself as the strategy, to assume that adopting a new capability fastest is the same as leading well through the change that it brings. It's not. A tool becoming infrastructure doesn't relieve leaders of the responsibility to think clearly. If anything, it raises the stakes on that thinking because decisions now move faster and reach further than they used to. A bad call that once affected one team can now ripple across an entire organization before anyone has time to catch it. Here's the common misread. Leaders sometimes believe that keeping up with a powerful new capability means outpacing everyone else in adopting it. Move fast, deploy first, stay ahead of the competition on features and tools. And there's a place for that kind of speed. But speed of adoption was never the differentiator that mattered most for the leaders that history actually remembers. Clarity of judgment was, and it still is. So the reframe is this: in an environment full of new capability, the leaders who separate themselves are not necessarily the most technically fluent people in the room. They're the ones who keep asking the older, harder questions well, even while everything around them accelerates. What problem are we actually trying to solve? And is this tool the right answer to it, or just the most available one? Who's affected by this decision, and have we actually talked to them, or just assumed we know their answer? What are we optimizing for, and what might we be quietly trading away to get it faster? These are not new questions. Leaders have been asking some version of them since long before anyone was talking about artificial intelligence. Peter Drucker was asking them decades ago. Every leader worth following has asked them in their own language, in their own era, facing their own version of a tool that promised to change everything. And if you happen to be leading a team in an AI-enabled environment right now, those questions matter even more, not less. The tools are getting smarter every year, more capable, more persuasive, more able to produce something that looks like a good answer in seconds. Judgment is still the one thing they cannot do for you. Discernment, character, the willingness to slow down and ask whether something is right, and not just whether it's possible, that work still belongs entirely to you. As you move through the week, here's something worth carrying forward. When something in your environment starts moving faster, that's usually the moment to slow down your own thinking, not speed it up. It's tempting to match the pace of the tool. Resist that instinct. The tool can move at whatever speed it wants. Your judgment doesn't have to keep up with it. It has to stay clear. Infrastructure changes what's possible. It has never changed what's wise. That distinction has always belonged to the person making the call, and no new technology has ever changed who is responsible for the outcome. Electricity did not make anyone a better leader. It just changed what leadership had to reckon with, what scale looked like, what speed looked like, what was suddenly within reach. The same is true now. The tools will keep evolving generation after generation, each one more capable than the last. But the questions worth asking, the ones that actually separate good leadership from good technology, have not changed at all. They are still yours to ask and still yours to answer.